All right, there we go. We are now live, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just go ahead here. We are live. Let me just set this up real quick. There we go. All right. I think we are good. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to another live stream on Bitcoin. So let's have a look at the charts today. What do we got here today? So, can you guys hear me all right? Is everyone good? Everyone hear me all good? Just put in the chat. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So now we are good. Okay, so so today's live stream, of course, is just going to be like our last one. We're going to try to make it as fun as possible, you know, a little high leverage. We can go through the cryptocurrency pairs. As always, if you guys have any sort of questions, if you guys want me to explain something or kind of look at a currency pair for you guys or whatever, just let me know. We can do it together. I'm going to try to keep this stream an hour long, so we will be entering a position here shortly. We will go, I haven't, just to show you guys right now though, if you go on Fairdesk, you can see my balance is $1,000. I have not, entered a position, anything as of right now, because I wanted us to do it together. Of course, like I said, it's the risks of whatever, so we'll just kind of figure out as we go. But for now, we're just going to be looking, I do my analysis on TradingView, and then we'll enter the position once we figure one out. So I'll start off with, of course, Bitcoin. I do want to look at Bitcoin's chart and just kind of get a feel for it ideally. So let's see here on Bitcoin. It does look like it is ready to retest the 17.6 on the 4 hours, but of course it is Saturday, so we could be expecting some volatility. Let's see. We also have this BART formation. I mentioned this in the videos today on the 4 hours as well. So ideally something like that would be perfect. Let's go look at ETH. ETH is looking really damn good. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's obviously two ways of seeing ETH right now. Number one is we do have a 4-hour bar formation, as well as the fact that we can't break above this 1278. You can see that we retest this level multiple times. But right now, what I'm looking for on ETH is to see whether or not we do see a strong continuation. Like, I want to see that wick to the upside, and that's exactly what I'm looking for overall. So let's see if we can get that axe. Let's see. Cardano is just, there's nothing really going on in Cardano world. Let's see what else we got today. Solana, we can look at Solana. I did want to look at Matic, because I know Matic was the last one that we traded. You guys made me trade for high leverage because we were just having fun that night. But I do want to have a look at Matic. Now Matic is rejecting our exponential moving averages as well on the 4 hours. You can see that we did retest this level quite a few times, 1, 2, 3, almost 4 times on Matic, but just not seeing the volume as of right now. Really just not seeing any sort of And then we have Doge. Doge is also looking like a really good shorting opportunity to the downside. Ideally, I want to take a short on Doge because I've mentioned in, a lot of the videos the fact that, Doge is looking to retest this overall support here at 0.08. But of course, I don't want to get stuck into this sideways action. I do want to see a breakout, but I don't know if we'll see one tonight. It is Asia hours right now. The times are going to be good. So let's see how this kind of plays out. We can go from there right now. Let's see, what else do we have? Luna Classic, that one's boring. Solana. I do like trading Solana a lot, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I do trade it quite a bit because this sideways action is pretty easy to trade. It doesn't really, I'm just gonna delete this, but yeah, it doesn't really seem like it's gonna do anything. This would have been a perfect shorting entry right here at that $14.68. But as of right now, there's just, the thing is, right now, in terms of the 4-hour time frames, like, we have so many BART formations playing out. And for those of you guys that are new, that don't understand what a BART formation is, think of The Simpsons, right? Like when Simpsons, like Bart, his head, this is what it looks like. And these formations happen a lot in crypto and they play out very, very well. I can give you guys a perfect example as well. If we go here on Bitcoin, you can see that we did have a BART formation back up here when we were retesting that $20,700 level. Let me just go ahead and delete this stuff. It's from my old videos, but you can see that that BART formation played out almost perfectly as well. We had the same sort of situation right here, beautiful BART, and then the massive move to the downside. There was another BART formation back when we were up here. You can see that this kind of BART formation, of course, is a little bit different. Kind of the same thing though. You have this BART slow volume pushing above and then one candlestick breaking downwards. And then we had one last BART formation right here. This BART formation was a massive one. This one I remember, let me go ahead and delete these for you guys, but look at this BART formation. So this one was kind of crazy. This was back at 25,000 when Bitcoin was having those high volatility times. We had that continuation. And then right here, once we tested that 22,000, as soon as we saw that break, we saw that massive move to the downside. And then since then, we never really came back from that. So that's what I look for on Bitcoin when I'm trading for those BART formations. But you can see that even right now on the 4-hour time frames, we have that BART formation at play. A BART formation pretty much looks like this, where a candlestick just goes straight up, and then it has that consolidation. So that's exactly what I look for right now. Let's see. Let's see. I do want to take a position. I just obviously want to look at what the best case scenario is. Because a lot of these pairs, there's not going to see that volume come in just as of right now. So I just want to see. I mean, there's a good opportunity for a Doge short. Doge is looking like a really good short right now, but I want to wait until let's see how they look. Even the hourly, like you can see in terms of the hourly volume, like we're just not seeing anything. Like there's barely any movement here because it is Saturday. Usually tomorrow night for sure. When we trade tomorrow night, I think it's going to be more fun. Matic just saw a breakout right here on the hourly actually. Look at that. So we broke the exponential moving average, retested them. Matic does look like a really good long position. The only thing that worries me is, of course, is this right here. If I were to draw out this support line, you can see that we retested this line multiple times, and now it's acting as resistance. So ideally, if we do see a break above this level, we could be looking for a massive continuation. Actually, you know what? This might be a good short. I'm not going to lie. I mean, not a short, sorry, a scalp. Oh, there's a breakout on the hourly. There's that breakout. So this will easily hit 0.1964. So let's quickly go to Fairdesk, because you guys know I use Fairdesk for my trading. We're going to go down, 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 down. I think Matic was down here somewhere. Am I blind? Hello? Matic, where are you at? Oops. Matic, there you are. So let's look at Matic. Matic. We're going to open a long position. I don't know. Let me see what my leverage is at for Matic. Don't want to be too high here. 100%. Oh, no, that's way too high. I think 20x is way too high for Matic. We'll do 10x. Play a little safer tonight. There we go. So our liquidation is 83 cents. We'll play it safe. I mean, honestly, I don't necessarily think we'll see even 83 cents. Because that's going to be like way down there. That's going to be like that BART formation play. But for now, we'll just enter this 10x and see how this plays out. Let's see. Yeah, so if you, in the meantime though, guys, if you guys want me to analyze anything, let me know. Let me see. Was that a market order? It was a market order. Oops. Oh well. So let's see. You wanted me to analyze. This should be seeing a breakout. Let's go. Here, let me go ahead and delete this stuff so you guys can see on the hourly. The reason why I'm entering this position right now, I mean, 10x leverage is pretty small. Like obviously for altcoins, it's a little higher, but in my opinion, like when you want to enter a scalp, usually I tend to use a little bit more leverage, of course, with really tight stop losses. And then see that continuation. But the reason why we enter this position right now is you guys can see that even at a worst case scenario from a scalp, we should be at least retesting the 0.9163 because of the fact that that's pretty much where that moveset started. So this will look like a U-shaped formation, right? Of course, if it does pull back after that, we'll see after that. But ideally, any break of that level is 0.1963, then we could be looking for a possible continuation here at 0.93. And that's exactly what I'm looking for right now, is to see how this level plays out. I do want to see that retest confirmation, because if we do see that retest, then that will be a breakout. Because the fact that we've already tested this level 4 times, that 5th test will be a strong bullish move set. So Matic is looking really, really good right now for a breakout. We're down $2 here. I'm just gonna quickly close this for a second. One sec, guys, because our thing is way too down there. Because for a scalping position, I definitely wanna. Thing is, leverage is a little bit tricky. There we go. Yeah, 0.8. That's a little bit better. Because that so basically my liquidation in terms of the pair would be down here at the bottom of the bar formation. So if I was looking to place a stop loss, it would be right here at 0.9. But because we're manually trading, I can just exit the position whenever I want. And that's ideal, right? So when you're trading, like when you're looking for scalping positions, my recommendation, of course, is keep in mind your stop losses, etc., and your risk management. But when you're looking for a scalp, you pretty much want to be in and out within an hour. You don't want to hold a position for too long. Because of course, like, you know, number one, weekend volume trading, and number two, the fact that if there is any sort of manipulation, we want to get in on that manipulation, right? And what I mean by manipulation is a liquidity wick. So something like this, where we continue breaking above, grabbing that liquidity, and then continuing pushing down. So if we do see a strong bullish move set, we can grab that liquidity and then continue pushing on forward from there. So that's ideal for what we're looking at on Matic. So I'm just gonna let that position play out. This is what I'll do for you guys. Let's go to Windows L like that, and then I'll go over here and Windows L. Okay, I messed it up. Great. Now I have this thing open. Okay, hold on, guys. Windows L. There we go. If that's better for you guys. So now we can kind of analyze other stuff and then kind of have our position open as well, just to kind of look at it. So we are in a 20x Matic long right now, and just kind of seeing how it plays out, of course. And we are playing the hourly time frame. Some of you guys, you know, a lot of you guys rather look at the 30-minute chart for some reason, and lower time frames. Like, you guys will trade off those. I never recommend it, because these are probably the most manipulated ones, and they are definitely not easy to trade either. Because basically, like, if you were to see a, you know, head and shoulder pattern or any sort of pattern on the 30 minutes and 15 minutes, it tends to be a lot more manipulated. That's why I never recommend it. It's better to just trade off the maximum, like 1 hour is my time frame. I like trading off the hourly for a position size. So like I said, you guys saw that breakout. As soon as we broke above this level, I entered the position. And on the 4 hours right now, we are also retesting the exponential moving average, but this is definitely looking a lot better for a long position. Of course, any break below this level would be an invalidation, and you can see that this support level is very, very crucial. Let me have a look. I don't see the chat first. Oh, my fault. I had my fault. I did not see anything. Yeah, you can ask a question. Sorry guys, I did not have the chat open. That was my fault. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at Doge. So I'll explain why Doge is a good shorting opportunity right now. So the reason why is you guys can see, like, again, the third retest on the resistance at 0.11. And as of right now, we are consolidating. So we will see a retest of the 0.08 before we see any sort of continuation. Of course, this would be invalidated if we got above the exponential moving averages, use them as support, and then the continuation. But in my opinion, like I think in just looking at the chart, for example, you can see that the bulls had many opportunities to try to break above that level. We saw this beautiful liquidity grab, and this bearish engulfing candle was that confirmation to the downside. So that's exactly what you look for when you're trading, right? When you see those liquidity grabs and then the following bearish candlestick, that gives you the overall analysis to start looking for those shorting positions. And again, you can see that we pretty much are using the exponential moving averages as resistance. Nick, do I have a book recommendation? I do have a book recommendation actually. It's let me see. Give me a second. It's Japanese Candlesticks by Steve, I believe Nissen. Let me see. Yep. Japanese Candlesticks by Steve Nissen or Nissen, however you say it. On Amazon right now it is not. That's how I learned 3 years ago, I think. I read his book and it was really good for a beginner. I can put it in the chat for you. His book recommendation. It's like, there you go. And he basically dumbs it down for a beginner, and like it really teaches you a lot about patterns and stuff, and like the origins of Japanese candlesticks. And I loved it a lot. It was basically price action. Like you guys see my charts are super naked. I don't really have all these indicators and stuff going for it, because I prefer it like this. So if you guys do want to pick up a book, then definitely check out that book. It is a really good book. No. It's not. But yeah, like, again, looking at my charts, like a lot of people, you know, I've seen some crazy charts, and I never understood why people use so many indicators. I think keeping your charts simple and just looking at price action is probably the easiest way to trade. And just, you know, it just helps a lot when you don't really have to look at, oh, my UFO sighting is pointing upwards and my, you know, alligator is pointing downward. Like, it doesn't make any sense, and why people have all these indicators. And the thing is, because like I've seen, like, just like in terms of an analysis, like these guys will literally wait until, like, you know, everything lines up perfectly, and then they enter a trade and then they get wrecked, and they're like, oh wow, everything lined up, what happened, right? And it's just because when you have that many things, you just kind of second guess yourself. So the best thing to do is just trade off solely off just price analysis, right? Just price action, see what the chart is telling you, and kind of go from there. And of course, if we do see a trade that goes opposite, then we know what to do. We can get out. So right now we are looking for that breakout. The thing I like about Fairdesk, of course, is if you guys are interested to copy trade, you know, just check out the link in the bio right now. They give you $600 as well, just trade with, live trade with. But I really like, it's kind of like Bybit system, where they have like these exponential moving averages already laid out for you. So it really shows you, like, scalping wise, you know, as soon as you see that breakout formation, you see that strong bullish move set. So that's ideally what I'm looking for right now. Any break above this level, things are going to become a little bit more volatile for Matic. So we're going to be quick in and out kind of thing. Ideally, my take profit level will be right around that 0.93 level. But if we, of course, we do continue pushing on higher, then that's great. I'll just continue, you know, loading that position up, because I do want to see a break of this formation. We've been consolidating for quite a while. The only thing that worries me right now in Matic, of course, is the fact that we do have a 4-hour bar formation. So we have to be very careful of that. Any break of this formation, and we could be looking for a massive move back down. So right now we are down $20, which is fine. We're okay. If you guys have any coins you guys want me to analyze, just put in the chat for me real quick, and I'll go ahead and do them for you. Let's see here. Ocean. Ooh, I don't even think I have Ocean on the chart. I can just check it out for you. Ocean. Yeah, Ocean. Ah. You want me to do lower time frames? Okay. I don't think Ocean's on here. Ocean. Yeah, it's all these stock market. There it is. Perpetual. Ocean Tether US. Sure, we'll use this one. Why not? 15 cents. Ooh. Damn. That's a nice breakout in the 4-hour time frame. Wow. Okay, let me just quickly draw some lines here just so I can kind of look at it from this perspective, and then I'll tell you exactly where we might be looking to go. So there's a support line right there. That's good. Resistance level. Resistance level. There is quite a few here, actually. This one right here. Okay. That one. Okay. Obviously, you know, midterm resistance as well. You can draw one right here as well to make up for this. But so let me just zoom in on the chart for you here. Okay, so looking at Ocean. Yeah, I can check out Litecoin in a second too. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's see what happened on Ocean here. So we had some resistance, of course, at 0.15. You can see right over here. We failed to break above that level on the 4-hour. Then we immediately saw consolidation. And then this was the breakout. So this was a pretty easy trade, actually, because as soon as you see we were using the exponential, like once you broke above these exponential moving averages, and then we started to use them as support, this was that continuation to kind of look for that long entry, this candlestick right here, because this was the candlestick that closed pretty much above. And then we saw a massive breakout formation. So right now, Ocean is looking really good for continuation because of the fact that you can see that we had this huge move set. And now in the 4-hour, we're bouncing on the support. So previous resistance becomes new support, right? So you can see that this move set was pretty much completed. Now we're using this level as support, as well as the fact that we have the 20 exponential moving average. So we can definitely be looking for a larger continuation here. Of course, any break of this level, so any break below this level, then we could be looking for that move back down to 0.13. But keep an eye on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go look at the hourly. Hourly struggling. Honestly, it is struggling. Volume is dying. You can see that we're rejecting off the exponential moving averages, but we are oversold on the RSI. So definitely something to keep an eye on. But we could be looking for a pullback down here, 0.4 or a wick at least at 0.414, sorry, and then the continuation. That would be ideal for this move set. So let's go back. What else do we have? Litecoin. I love Litecoin. Litecoin's such a fun trade. I have Litecoin in here somewhere. I like Litecoin because it tells me when, you know, bull cycles are pretty much going to be ending. It's a pretty good analysis. Ooh, Litecoin looks pretty good too. Litecoin is in a massive BART. Wow, look at that. Look at that BART formation on Litecoin. Damn. Yeah, so in terms of support, yeah, I don't have a chart on Litecoin. I used to when I used to trade it a lot. So we can just do that. And do that. Perfect. So let's look at Litecoin real quick. So zooming in the chart here, you can see that we did have a strong resistance here at $74. You know what? I'm just going to do this. There you go. Because this is going to be hard to see. So looking at Litecoin, you can see that we had a very strong resistance here, 74. And then we saw that beautiful support at 51. This was in a very, very long consolidation zone. And we recently broke above. But of course, in terms of a continuation, if we wanted to see one, it would look like something like this, where we use that level as continuation and then continue once we find that support, right? But any break of this formation or any break of this $74.38, we could be looking for a massive move to the downside. So the thing is, on the 4 hours though, if you guys are looking, you can see that we are rejecting this level a lot. Like there's a lot of resistance here. So we have to be very, very careful of that. We don't want to obviously look for that long position, mostly when we're below exponential moving averages. So we have to be very, very careful. Double top on Litecoin. Yeah, for sure. There's a, let's see that double top right here. There's a double top right there. Pretty clean double top actually, because you can see immediately after we saw some bearish falling. But this isn't, the thing is, you got to be careful about shorting at this level because of the fact that we're just not seeing that bearish pressure just yet. You can see that we are like seeing some red candlesticks, but there's no really like clean break of this support level just yet. Ideally, wait for that support level to be broken on Litecoin like this, and then see it as resistance, and that would be your confirmation for that shorting entry. So kind of like what we saw something right over here, but you see we created a midterm support on the 4-hour. So that's why it's a little bit dangerous of entering as soon as we see a break. Ideally, what I look for is when we see a break, if we see a strong bearish engulfing candle, then I wait for the pullback and then the continuation. But for example, if I'm trading off consolidation, like something like this, I'll usually wait for 3 tests. So you can see we pretty much saw the break and then we saw 1 test and we entered right back in. So a 3 test would look like something like this: 1, 2, 3, and then down. So that's what I look for when I'm trading on the 4-hour time frames. Because in this way, I can't really make a mistake of entering too soon. So that's why we do it like that. Yeah, I think Ocean's definitely going to do well for the long term as well. Like, I've heard a lot about Ocean. And, like, I mean, looking at the chart, it's been absolutely wrecked, but so has the whole market, right? Looking at this, like, look at this. Like, this thing has dropped from what? $1, $2 at peak, and now it's consolidating. And also Algo. I know Algo is a really big one, too, for a lot of people. But I wouldn't suggest entering... What the hell is this? Oh, I see. That's cute. I wouldn't suggest entering Algo right now because you can see that even from the daily time frames, we have seen some wicks down here at 0.17 or 0.16, and that's exactly where I'm looking to enter. If we do get down there, I think I'll enter a larger bag of a position because that's a beautiful level to be looking for those long entries. Anything below that is going to be obviously, you know, a lot better long term, but things are a little bit different now in terms of this bear market than there were back in the other bear markets. So we have to be very, very careful about long-term positions right now, in my opinion. What do we got? Okay, our Matic position is not really moving at all, really. We're pretty much just entering right at the point. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that, man. So let's see. Yeah, honestly, guys, like, I'm gonna be real with you. I was really just bored tonight, so I was just like, you know, why don't we just stream? I'm gonna do this pretty much every night around this time, 10:30 EST. So if you guys do want to follow along, just like I said, link in the bio for Fairdesk. But I wanted to talk about just like the weekly content, what I would be doing, because this week's going to be a little bit more hectic for me. I have some personal stuff I have to attend to, but I'm going to try to live stream every night. And obviously tomorrow night and Monday night is pretty much when the most fun happens. So no worries about that. This way we can catch pretty much every move in Asia hours. And I'll keep it to 1 hour because I think the first live stream was like 1 hour and 45 minutes. It was just a little too long, you know, and we're just kind of aimlessly talking about random stuff. But for now, like, we'll just kind of go with this and see how it goes. And regardless whether we make money or lose money, I'll keep it to 1 hour this way so people don't get like frustrated and leave, etc. Right? So we'll go from there from that point. But right now, I'm really not expecting much. I just kind of wanted to hop on here and just say what's up to you guys because Saturday is like the worst possible day to trade because there's literally no volume, guys. Like, look, like even on Ethereum, like, on the 4 hour, like in the past what, like 12 hours, we've seen Ethereum move $8. Like, you know, it literally has not moved. So we have to be very, very careful of that. But I do want to see if we do see a breakout. I really would like to see that breakout on Matic because we do catch that move pretty nicely then. So I think the 4 hour just closed. Yeah, 4 hour just closed, and we are above the exponential moving average as well. So if we are going to see a move, it should be soon. Let's go look at the hourly time frame real quick. Oh yeah, look at that. It should be a nice move. Even if we ride it to 0. Even yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on the hourly right now. See how we're looking on here. Yeah, we're coming back up. We're down $7. It should be good though. I want to see how this hourly plays out. And again, the reason why we entered on the hourly was because if you guys look on the, you can see we retested support line multiple times. In a midterm support level, mostly when you have one on the hourly like this, and you see like a U shape, you know that the U shape will end somewhere up here. Of course, if we do see a continuation and we see a larger move, then that's great, right? If we do break above, then even better. But usually I take my profits as soon as we finish that U shape, because then you have the risk of it continuing back down. But usually the hour will tell you if it closes with a strong bullish engulfing candle within the hour, then you can expect a much larger move, like kind of like what we're seeing right now. I should think we should be up actually. I don't know, $2. When did we enter? 0.9131. Okay, so that's our entry, and our liquidation 0.88. It's not bad. But yeah, volume is really low tonight. But yeah, how was everyone's weekend? You guys chilling? What is the best time to start trading? So, what do you mean by that? Like, are you asking me in terms of months? Like, how many months? Like, are you asking me when I started, or are you asking me what time frame? Also, the green candle is larger than the previous red candle on hourly and the Matic chart that usually signal to another green candle. Not necessarily. It doesn't. So, for example, like if you have a red candle, so for example, like, let me show you something. I can show you this. Give me a second here. Something like this. Okay, so this is what we're looking for, right? When you see a green candle, like this is a bullish engulfing candle because it has obviously a larger body than the previous red candle. So this is what we look for. The moveset starts from here because it has the selling starts from here, and then you have a V shape. So you already know in terms of the V shape or the bulls taking their profits, it's going to be at the previous high of this right here, like right where the moveset started. You see what I'm saying? And look how perfect that wick was. It tested it to the exact dollar, and then we saw the continuation. So that's exactly what we look for when we're trading on V shapes. So when I see a midterm support followed by a bullish engulfing candle, that's what I look for. Of course, right now, if this can easily go like this too. So this wick would count as a resistance. And then as soon as we test that wick, we could see a red candle immediately after. So you got to be very, very careful. You see that a lot in Forex. In crypto, you don't really see it too much, but you can kind of see what I'm saying right here too, right? So as soon as we saw that wick, we saw that immediate red candle right after. But see, we've already tested this level multiple times on the hourly, so it just kind of helps us out knowing the fact that this level here down here was already tested, so we have a good long position right now. Let's see. When did I start trading? Like 7 years ago. So my journey was Bitcoin. Started with Bitcoin investing. I wasn't really a trader. I was more of an investor long term. And then I basically picked up from, and again, like reading books in the library, PDFs, kind of just like self-taught. And then I was on a demo account for 3 months. And I always recommended to people to do demo accounts, so like simulation accounts, but don't do them for too long because it really messes up with your psychology as a trader. So when you're trading, ideally what you're looking for is to see, because trading is a game with yourself, right? So you want to, if you're a gambler, you're going to do higher risk. If you're someone that over trades, you know, you need a better hobby, like stuff like that. So once you find out what your issue is, because everyone does have an issue, right? When they're trading, once you find out what works for you and what doesn't work for you, then ideally you can load up a $100 account or a $500 account. Because like my best advice to anyone is, of course, like if you can't make money on $100, you can't make money on 100,000. Like it's the same idea. It's just because the capital is different. People like seeing bigger numbers, right? Like when I remember like most of the people that I talked to, they're like, oh, I only trade $500 and I make $10 a day. But like they didn't understand like that's 2%. 2% on 10,000 is a lot, right? So that's the mentality you have to be in. But I mean, everyone's different. So some people pick it up a lot faster than others, and some need more time. So if that's the case, then you just kind of figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And my best advice would be build a schedule. Once you have a schedule, you're good. I'm 26. So yeah, once you have a schedule, you will be totally okay. Because having a schedule in trading is super important, right? You work your 9 to 5 or whatever you do, you know, whether you're retired or whatever, take care of the family, etc. And then when you have time at night, you can start back testing your ideas. Or, you know, like for example, early in the morning, so 7 in the morning. The thing about crypto is it never, like, markets never sleep, right? It was just a beauty. So you can start looking for those positions right away. And that's ideally what I would recommend. But if you're looking to learn, then, you know, 3-6 months, and I'm 100% honest with you, don't buy anyone's course. Because technical analysis is one thing that works for all markets, and you can literally learn it. I'm self-taught, you can learn it. You don't need to buy a course. It's just finding the information is the tricky part, but there's tons of free content now out there. There's tons of YouTubers that do content now, that will give you that content. I made some videos on education as well, but, like, you know, you don't really need to have that idea of, oh, I need to buy a course, $1,000, pay this guy, you know, because he's a guru, and then at the end of the day, just end up scamming you, because most of these guys don't know what they're doing at all. What am I looking at? Like, in terms of Matic, we're looking for a breakout formation on Matic right now on the hourly time frames. Oh, sorry, my fault, guys. Let me just open the position up for you. It's so little. Here, one sec again. There we go. There. Oh my God, we're up $2. Who wants the Snickers bar? Yeah. So Nick, that's what I was explaining. The demo account is a simulation account. So ideally, when you're looking for, I think it helps a lot because it gives you an idea of how the markets work, and then you can kind of look from there. But yeah. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Paper accounts are obviously really, really good, and then you can kind of go from there. Okay. Oh, no, we lost our Snickers bar. This is definitely looking like a breakout, though. I just wish we had more volume. Like, I just wish... I mean, tomorrow night's going to be a lot more fun for us. But for now, we will do what we can. Yeah, I went over Bitcoin. I can definitely do it again. And actually, no, let's start with XRP, because I have not talked about XRP yet. So let's look at XRP on the 4 hour. I didn't really make a video on this for the past few days, because you guys can see, like, this is such a choppy range. Like, you know, I make a video and I'm like, okay, we're up a penny from yesterday. Like, it hasn't really done anything. But I'm still looking right now for XRP. This is starting to, like, of course, anything over that 36 cent support level is a bullish case for me. So I'm looking for a short-term move to the upside. Anything below, of course, that level at 0.36, it's a complete bear move. Like, I wouldn't bother looking at anything else. And the reason why I'm mentioning that, of course, is you can see on the 4 hour time frames, we saw 2 breaks of this level. As soon as we saw that 36 cent level break, we immediately had a huge wick to the downside and retested a major support here at 31. You can see we had a beautiful double bottom formation, and now we are consolidating, but we're just not seeing that bullish momentum volume come in, right? And when people look at the chart, some people will look at this and be like, oh yeah, this is the bottom, we're going to continue rising. But we have to keep in mind that after a huge waterfall, we tend to have a consolidation before the next leg to the downside. I'm still looking at the overall analysis here at 28 cents. This is a really nice daily support, as well as a 17.5. And in my opinion, if the markets do capitulate, then we will be looking for that 17.5 for a possible entry, and if not, even lower than that on XRP. But of course, from a bullish case scenario, if we did see a move to the upside, then our major resistance points are right here. And I would be looking for a shorting opportunity once we hit 0.44, because that acted as a very strong support, and that's going to act as a very strong resistance as well, because old support becomes new resistance, right? So let me go from there. So right now, that's what we're looking for. Like, XRP really hasn't done much. If I were to zoom in on the chart, you can see, like, we're pretty much just right below the exponential moving averages, just not seeing that volume come in either. Like, it's just not doing much. So we have to be very, very careful about looking for those long opportunities. Every time we get a breakout, you can see we immediately followed by a bearish engulfing candle, like huge movements to the downside. But I think there's something coming out for XRP, and like what they said, like December 15th or something, there's rumors. So who knows? We'll see how this plays out, and then we can go from there. But let me see. What else do we got? I'm reading Trading in the Zone. What do you think about it? I've heard a lot about it. I personally haven't read the book, so I don't really know. I heard it's a good book though. But yeah, here on Bitcoin, I've been expecting a wick to 17.6 because this is a beautiful continuation pattern on Bitcoin. Of course, I mentioned the fact that Bitcoin is in a bar formation though, so we have to be very, very careful on this bar. So if we do see that move to the downside, then this is going to be bad. It's going to be really bad for Bitcoin because we've already tested the 15.5 twice. This would mean that this is a third test breakdown, and usually on the third test, we tend to see a massive move. So my daily support levels, at least in my opinion, where I think the local bottoms are going to be for Bitcoin. Again, I'll say it like this: like it could get a lot worse, because of the fact with regulation and stuff. This is the first time in a long time that Bitcoin really hasn't seen regulation. So if we do see regulation, we can look at a really bad level. But right now, in terms of a local bottom for whatever this bear market rally would be or bear market move would be, it'd be around the $11,000, and then we can continue pushing on higher. But I'm gonna see obviously once we get to those levels what happens, because if we go here, let me just open this because screw the Maddox thing for a second. So I just want to show you guys the daily time frame real quick on Bitcoin. So you guys can see we have the previous bull run, and then we had this sideways action. So hold on right here. So when we hit the previous bull run, we had this sideways action for a very long time. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, we're right at 6,000. I remember this day. I still have the video of it. I actually literally took a video of it happening live. But you can see that volume was literally non-existent, and as soon as we broke 6,000, we had a massive move to the downside. And then we quote unquote bottomed out, right, at $3,200. And this was during COVID. This happened extremely quick. You can see even in one day, Bitcoin dropped from 8,000 to the lows of 3,700. That is over 50%, right? And that's what I tell people is when Bitcoin drops 50% in a day, that's the time to buy. That's the capitulation. That's what we're looking for. That's the bottom, quote unquote, the bottom. So looking at the chart now, you can see that Bitcoin hasn't really, seen a drop like that in a very long time. We saw a drop here from 20,000 down to 15,000, which is a decent drop. But there's a few things to note. Number one, of course, on the daily time frames, we are above the EMAs. They are looking to line up as well. But we have to keep in mind that if the 15.5 level is broken, which is a major support level, then things are going to get real ugly for Bitcoin, guys. And that means every single altcoin is going to get wrecked as well. Everyone's just going to get wrecked. So we have to be very, very careful about that. How's our trade doing? Damn, I miss our Snickers bar. Yeah, so that's pretty much my analysis, I guess, on Bitcoin. I want to be very, very I want to be super clear about that. I've been in many bear markets. This is just another one for me. But even just from a technical analysis point, we should be testing easily the $12,000 level. The reason why, of course, is when Bitcoin had its breakout, you can see we tested that level as resistance multiple times, and then we broke out. So that's exactly what we're looking for when we have a level of support being tested before that continuation. So keep an eye on that 12. I don't think, to me, the 17,000, I've been saying this for a very long time, the $20,000 level was just a 6,000, in my opinion. This whole time we were here, this was easily just 6,000. And I just think continuation, but again, if regulation comes, this is going to get real bad. And I don't want to be a part of that. So I am sitting in stable coins. And I don't, I have, like I said, just random stuff here and there for trading, but I don't actually, keep a lot of funds active. Most of my funds are just kind of sitting in stables. Ape. I don't think I've ever analyzed Ape. Ape USDT. Bored Apes. Yeah, so yeah, you guys can see my chart is horrid. Look at the 4 hour real quick. Oh, that was a beautiful U-shaped formation. See, this is what I meant by U-shaped formations. You gotta be very careful about. They do continue. This is looking like a, this is a little bit more of a bullish moveset on Ape. We found a really nice bottom here at $3. Damn, I don't know Ape hit $3. This thing was like 30 bucks at peak, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember 27 at peak. That was a nice shorting opportunity. But yeah, like it's looking quite bullish actually on the 4-hour time frames. If we go here on the hourly, same thing. Yeah, hourly looks really good for breakout too. You can see that we've already seen 1, 2, 3 tests on the hourly. This would be the 4th test. So in terms of taking profits, we could be looking at $5.20. As you guys know, that's pretty much where the move set started, and then that's where the bulls are going to be looking to take profits. Of course, if we break this support level here at $3.85, then we can easily fall back down to $3. So just keep that in mind. But I mean, a lot of these things are a little harder to analyze, you know, mostly when you have like staking involved and people dumping stuff. I think you tend to have larger move sets. It's a lot more noise in the market, just like anything else though. But I personally, like, the only assets I'll actually really trade are ones that have actually been out for like at least like 2 years. And Ape's recent. When did Ape come out? This year, right? Yeah, March. Too soon. Too soon. Do I trade stocks? Believe it or not, you want some sad stories? We can all cry together. Let me go find it. I did have some stocks. I don't know stocks. I didn't understand stocks. So I just bought stocks, you know, someone told me to buy. And they dropped like 90%. I analyze stocks for other people. So like I have S&P, like we can look at S&P. I have lines drawn at S&P for a very long time now. During the COVID crash as well, you can see, oh, this was a brutal crash. This was a very fun crash. Yeah, I did have, these are, like, I drew these lines like 3 years ago. I have not touched it since, but this thing is, the S&P is just on a massive run up. But right now we are having a downtrend, right? You can see that we're creating new lower lows as we continue pushing down. But I mean, if a recession like they say is going to happen in 2023, then yeah, we can, you know, people are like, oh no, the stock market crashed. We had a huge crash in the stock market, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Like, I look at the chart, I'm like, what crash? Like, what are you guys talking about? Like, the COVID crash wasn't even a crash. Like, what was this? You know what I mean? This wasn't even a crash. Like, I want to see a crash. Like, this thing has been on a massive, like, okay, I don't care about my plan. But, like, this thing has been on, like, a massive bull run. Like, you guys look at the chart. Like, this thing has not stopped going up. And that's exactly what I'm looking for when I say, like, I want to see a huge reversal. Literally, like, it's just up. Like, there's no, every pullback just look at this, like, it's so sad. And then now we're going to downtrend. It's a little bit different now for the S&P. But yeah, you have to be very, very careful about stocks. I personally I'm not a fan of stocks. I don't like the idea of the macro environment. Like, you know, you go to bed and you're happy. You wake up in the morning, your company's bankrupt. You're like, wow, you know, and then there goes everything. That's why I stick to crypto. And plus, like, I don't like the 9 to 5 idea for stocks. You know, wake up, the bell's ringing, and the market's 30 minutes are volatile, and then you make your play, and then you go at lunch at 12 o'clock. It's just stupid. Like, I'm a nighttime guy anyways, so I like trading crypto. But I do analyze stocks for people. So if you do need something analyzed, a stock, I can do it for you. I don't mind. Because, again, technical analysis works for all markets, right? So it doesn't really matter whether you do stocks or crypto. Damn, we're down 3%. Let's see. What's going on with Matic? What's happening? What's happening? I don't think we're seeing any volume. Yeah, it's just a pullback on the exponential moving average. Oh yeah, so I don't know who asked me the question, but this is a perfect example of what we look out for, right? So when I said, like, we see a continuation, so there's two ways of seeing this right now. Number one is you can see that we do have this area. Oh, sorry, horrible at drawing. We have this area right here. Okay, actually, you know what? Let me just do this. There you go. Okay, so you can see that this area previously was in a resistance, right? And then we saw the breakout, and now we're seeing the pullback and then the continuation. That's what we're looking for ideally. At a worst case scenario, we could be seeing a drop back on the exponential moving average. But you see how that perfectly, look at that. Like, this is why we look at the hourly. Look at that pullback. So now, like, if because you know sometimes when people start losing money, they're like, oh my god, I gotta get out, I gotta get out. As long as you know what you're doing and you can see the charts, you have a pretty good analysis. So right now we had a breakout. It was a beautiful breakout. We entered right here on this red line. Our entry was pretty much right around here. And right now we're just seeing that pullback after the breakout. So whether or not this is going to be a continuation is going to be the question, right? If we do see a continuation to the downside, we get out of the trade because we don't want to risk that, you know, that drop. But if we do see this level hold on the hourly and then the continuation, even better. But I mean, it's been almost an hour, so we're not really seeing much. But again, I don't mind. We're going to do this again tomorrow. Yeah, we're down 28 bucks. Not the end of the world. So pretty much, like I said, every day, every night, 1 hour a day, we're going to do this. And I think tomorrow's going to be a lot more fun because we're going to have a lot more volume as well. Because Sunday nights is usually like when the FX market's open and pretty much most of the market's open. And then, you know, brokers allow Bitcoin trading. So we start to see volume come in at 6 p.m. Eastern. And by 11 p.m., it's basically morning in Asia. And that's when they start trading Monday morning. And that's why we start seeing, usually on Sundays is when you start seeing the most like massive trades. So those are beautiful. Do I trade full time? No. I used to actually, but no, I cut back a lot actually. Mostly when I started YouTube, I don't have time anymore, believe it or not. Like I'm just really focused on the YouTube channel right now. And the only time I'll trade is with you guys. But I do other stuff for investing and stuff. But yeah, I definitely don't trade full time yet. Okay, let me see. Let's see this real quick. What is this anyways? So someone, okay, let's see this real quick. This is an artificial intelligence. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a good idea. Okay, this is great. I'll show you guys this real quick. So these are AI tokens. And these are, again, like, if AI, like, I don't know if you guys know about ChatGPT, etc. You know, I don't know if anyone has played with it recently. It's really fun. And it's like artificial intelligence. So if AI, obviously we know AI is going to be the future, but these are, you know, these are the kind of tokens. I know Graph was a huge one. I remember back in the day, like looking at Graph real quick, like this thing was up there. I remember, yeah, look at this thing. This thing had a huge boom at like, I remember like when I saw it was like around here at 55 cents. This thing had a massive boom and then it looks so dead now. Wow, look at that, 0.05. The thing is, okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. You have to be very careful about investing in coins top 200 because when you have a bear market and you have capitulation, most of these coins don't make it for the next bull run. And that's the problem. Trust me, I've invested in a ton of coins back in 2018 and I think like maybe one of them came out and even then it never saw another bull run ever again. So if you're going to invest in something, you really need to like focus on the fact that, you know, like this is it. Like this is a coin for your future, right? So when you look at Ocean Protocol, like Ocean's a really good one, I think. The rest of these I've never heard of them in my life. But there are a ton. Deep Brain, I've heard of that one. Matrix, I've heard of that one. Yeah, there's just, I mean, again, like for you guys, like, you know, just looking at artificial intelligence coins, I think it's definitely worth it for the future. Like, again, having a small bag of anything is obviously good in the bull run, but just keep an eye on it, of course. And do your due diligence, right? Research it yourself, etc. I don't ever give, oh yeah, guys, we're going to buy this and we're going to the moon, right? I don't do that. I just kind of look at basic concepts of technical analysis. Like for you guys, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. So, right, that's kind of why I'm here. But I will never tell you guys what to buy and what to sell because, you know, I don't want to deal with that. But you guys, I think areas of like interest, definitely for me is AI, Ocean, etc. Oh yeah, I can do that for you, no problem. But yeah, have a look at this, guys. Again, you can just do a CoinMarketCap. For those who don't know CoinMarketCap, it's a beautiful tool. Shows you all the stuff on coins and stuff. Yeah, I can do Luna Classic for you. Luna Terra, yeah, Terra, yeah. I actually made a video on. Let's not talk about that. That's because I was doing a short before I started the video. Yeah, so Luna Classics, and I mentioned this in today's video as well. Like, we are just in a standstill. Like, we're not seeing much volume. Of course, any break above the 18 level and then finding its consolidation would mean a bullish case scenario. But I'm still focusing more on this 14 support level because we've only seen one test on this level so far. I want to see a second and third test before we see that bullish move set towards the upside. Like, even looking at the daily time frame, you can see that we tested this, like when we were in consolidation zone, we tested this 86 support level like multiple times before we saw the breakout. Right now we've only seen one test, so I do expect a move to the downside on Luna Classic overall. But of course, you know, we tend to see a lot more wicks because this thing is so volatile. So we have to be very, very careful. I don't ever leverage trade this thing. It's just risky. It's just too risky for me. The only thing, I think Matic is the only one that I do leverage trade for. It's a lot of fun, a lot more volatile. It's a lot easier to trade. But yeah, again, if you guys want to leverage trade, you know, check out the link. It is super, super dangerous, but it is. I definitely recommend it to everyone. Like as a beginner to, you know, get your feet, because Fairdesk does offer simulation accounts as well, which is really, really cool. So like if you do want to like do what I do, like just, you know, log in the account, just open a trade with a simulation, you can do that, right? They have simulation accounts. Right here, simulated trading, trade with zero risk. So just open a Fairdesk account, it's free, and then kind of go from there. And just test it out, you know, just play around with the market, see how things work, and then you get a feel for it, and then you can deposit real money or whatever you feel. Like I know some people put like 50 bucks in, and they've just been playing with $50, testing it out. It's definitely worth it. Just so you guys get an idea of leverage trading, because again, like, you know, day trading is risky. There's a lot of risks involved with it, and I don't always recommend it to people, but it's definitely something worth learning for the long term, because whether you're an investor or you're someone that just wants to make money, at the end of the day, like, you know, people will be like, oh, day trading's stupid. Technical analysis is stupid. And I'm like, okay, it's stupid, sure, but at the end of the day, like, let's say you want to buy Apple stock, right? And Apple stock is at its peak, and you don't do technical analysis. You watched an article on Bloomberg and it said Apple's gonna boom, and you buy it at the peak, and now it drops like 30%. Just because of the fact you just didn't understand how candlesticks work, you didn't understand how TA works. You kind of, you know, whether long-term investing, sure, you don't really care, but at the end of the day, having 30% more capital at the bottom is going to be a lot better for the long term as well. So that's why I always recommend learning technical analysis and practicing, because you can use it any time in your, you know, when you get a job, when you invest, like it doesn't really matter. It's definitely worth going for. But yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna be real. I think we're gonna end it there, because I want to be super like, I want to be like super you know, cut off at an hour, because like I want more people to come to these, and I think the biggest complaint was like these were way too long. So whether we're up or down, so I'm just gonna close this position real quick close it. I don't mind 40 bucks, like I said. We're good. And so tomorrow we're gonna have a lot more fun. We'll make that 40 bucks back in like 2 minutes. I'm not really worried about that. But so again, every night 10:30 p.m. EST, I will be live trading, and you guys can come ask me whatever. I don't care. There's no stupid questions. So whatever you guys feel is, you know, you guys want to learn or you guys want to research and let me know tomorrow about it, that's cool too. But tomorrow's going to be more fun because we'll see a lot more volume. But maybe Saturdays we can do like education, and then Sunday to Friday we can just do straight live trading. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate all the questions. And again, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, and we'll go for tomorrow at the same time. All right, guys, have a good night. See you, Nick.